What's up? Welcome everybody. Come on in. How are you? Good to see you. We got an exciting one for you today. We're going to do lots of hot seats. Lots of hot seats today. What's up, Shaba? Good to see you. Hello, Angie. Hello, Brent. Carolyn, good to see you. Carrie, how are you? Charles, what's up? Elise, John, Keith. Hey, Keith Trimble's in the house. Good to see you. Our great friend Kim Krause Schwam, no hyphen, is here as our special guest today on the panel to give some hot seats. And thank you for those of you who submitted. We're going to get to as many as we can. We won't get to all of them. Hello, Melanie. Good to see Melanie Warren in the house today. Our man, Mike Lucas. Wow, lots of folks. Hi, Tracy Thompson. Good to see you. Bill Metzger, good to see you. What's up, everybody? Cool. So, great to see you. And today we're going to switch up the format just a little bit, and we're going to focus on hot seats, critiques. Let me know how you feel about that in the chat. Normally, we do a little bit more kibitzing. Sometimes I do a little rant of sorts that is sometimes like super useful and poignant, and other times a tad wandering. And I think, hey, I think of this as like a live talk show, right? If you listen to AM radio, live talk show formats, you got the host, and they're sharing informations, insights, things they see going on that hopefully you'll connect with, resonate with, be able to take value from. That's how I think of the Chief Chats. But what I love about it most, and I feel like you love about it most, is the interaction, right? Is the ability for us all to collaborate together on doing what we do best, which is looking at copy, reading copy, dissecting copy, helping each other, supporting each other in the pursuit of better copy. And so today, I'm going to do less overall kind of stuff, whatever that means. And we're going to do as many hot seats and critiques as we can. So great to have you here. Jimmy Parent, I look younger. I know, right? It's amazing what a little shade will do. I look a lot less like, I don't know. I've heard that I look younger and healthier. So thank you. Yeah, there's some hair growing in there. I kind of got bored. I kind of took a curious bet with some friends about what would happen if I didn't shave for the month of July. And here it is, the 24th, and this is what's happening on my head. I have mixed feelings about it, but for the most part, I'm enjoying the change. Cool. So a couple things I want to do before we get to the critiques is hopefully April Dykeman can be here and is on her way because very exciting. Let's text April because she's in the Central Time Zone, and could it be possible that she's thinking noon her time? And so I'm going to text April because it'd be totally worth it to make sure that April comes on. Watch this. You guys are seeing this in real time. This is you're seeing the inside the production room and the hosting. We're live on the Chief Chat period. Can you make it? Question mark. Just register like normal and I'll pull you in the panel. Period. Cool. See you then. Period. All right. See, I like to make it. It came out like this. Hosting we live on the Chief Chat. I never look at my voice to text before I send it. You do this? I'm in this terrible habit of just like talking as if the person can hear me. And then I hit send and then I read it. And then I'm like, oh my God, that's gibberish. None of that makes any sense. Okay, cool. Sweet. All right. So April's on her way. So here's what's exciting. April is, as we speak, announcing the winner of her challenge around the decoding the copy. Let's pop in there and look. Maybe we can see in real time who she's choosing as the winner. If you're not familiar, this is what we did. April's training was earlier this month. It was fantastic. It was all about how to read, control, copy. This is something that April has become one of the premier pros at in the world, because admittedly, when she was at a point in her career a few years ago, several years ago, she would hear people talk about studying controls and reading controls and all this. She's kind of like, well, what does that actually mean? What's the process of studying a control and understanding why it converts? And how do you sort of develop this X-ray vision, these magic goggles that allow you to look at a piece of copy and know what's good or bad or effective or ineffective about it, right? So she went to work figuring that out, and had about the best mentor you could have in the world on that subject, which was the great Paris Lampropoulos, a great dude and friend of the community, one of course, the world's greatest copywriters. Zero debate, end of discussion. And so now we're getting to learn from April a little bit about how Paris teaches people to read, control, copy. But of course, she's not divulging any of Paris's very closely guarded secrets. She has created her own formula based on what she's learned from Paris, done with Paris. By the way, April's someone who works shoulder to shoulder with Paris on promotions, live, actual, being written, launched, collecting money right now, promotions, and has gotten to experience some of that sweet ass mailbox money and royalty payments from the work she's done with Paris and others. So super cool. Let's look at, so what we did was she taught us her decoder system, and then we asked you guys to challenge yourself with using some parts of her 25-point copy decoder, the control decoder, to review a piece of Jim Rutt's copy, an age-old Magalog style sales letter, and tell us what you see. And then, of course, the very important, what I like to call the Bensavenga question, which is, now, what's one thing you might change about this copy that you believe could make it convert even better? That is critical, isn't it? That's that. When you apply that sort of critical thinking about challenging yourself, that's when you really begin to emerge as a copywriter, because so much of what we do is copy thinking, not just copywriting. So just to show everybody, if you're not clear, the easiest way to find what's happening right now is this month in Copy Chief, little thing right here. So the control, so you can see the replay of April's training, easily found right there. Here's how to sign up for critiques and all that exciting stuff. So here's the challenge. There's our man Charles. Okay, and submit your breakdowns over here. All right, cool. And so this is everybody who did it. Our man Peter, Charles, Laird, lots of good ones. Again, people kind of submitting late, like last night. So I know April's been working overtime trying to keep up. All you deadline dancers made it a little harder on April, but that always happens with the trainer. It's like we beg people to get him in early, but I know how it is. You know, we tend to put things off until the last minute. All good. And so I know April's hopefully been able to give everybody some feedback, and let's see. But the winner will be announced right here. Ooh. Did it happen yet? Maybe she hasn't chosen yet. I don't see her announcing the winner, so we're in a holding pattern. But this is where it is. I'll post this in the chat, and we're soon to find out who actually won. I know April was struggling. This was a kind of a hard one to decide a winner on. You know, normally we'll just have you like write an email or something. Let me go to all attendees. And, you know, it's kind of clear who maybe the top 3 to 5, you know, pieces of writing. And then we just have to kind of choose one from there. It's never easy because there's a lot of great writers, obviously, in Copy Chief. This one was a little harder because it was everybody was given their own interpretation. But this challenge was about helping you develop those goggles, help install this process in your brain about how to, review copy and read it and see what's there. So soon we will know who the winner is. And April's here now, so let's bring her on. By the way, the prize is Copy Chief t-shirt with this 2020 logo. Nobody writes alone. And April has offered a super cool, generous prize. And that is, April has a group called Control Freaks. It's a private group where she walks them through controls. They read and study controls together. And she also critiques the copy of the members of that group. So as you can imagine, it's super limited because April can only critique so much copy, and she wants to make sure it's interactive and gives everybody feedback. So the winner of this challenge is going to get a super sneak peek one-time drop in on one of April's calls with her private Control Freaks group. And that's going to be awesome. You're going to learn a lot on that call. Hi, April.
Hi. Yeah, I'm going to make them sign an NDA. No.
Oh yeah, it's like you're tagged now. After that, it's like we're watching everything you do. You better not share anything.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to thank you again for all the great training, all your hard work, and we just had sort of a comedy of errors as far as tech glitches went. Unbeknownst to us, we weren't recording all the slides during the training. We couldn't see your awesome image as we get to see here now, your happy smiling face. And so it was a bit of a bummer in that regard, just because you deserve the full effect for that great training. So you generously went back and re-recorded it.
Right.
And so now the full training with all the slides is up there, replaced. Thank you for doing all that extra work. Thank you for all the coaching you've been giving in the thread here, because I know this is it's a lot to pour through. You got to really read what people are putting up. Can't just scan an email they wrote or something. You got to really make sure they're thinking right about what they're seeing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's been a lot of fun though. And so I don't know, is the re-recorded training up?
I don't know yet.
Missing is you, Kevin. It's just me.
I know.
I did come on video at the beginning. I did some video before I went to the class.
Fantastic. I know. It's like, Papa Kev, come back. But I wanted to make sure we were able to get this done and didn't have to coordinate schedules. And was it helpful for you to just all right, was that the first time you recorded a training like that solo?
It actually was. Yeah. The only time, even just using Keynote, I think the only other times I've used it when I was actually on stage at Copy Chief Live, and somebody else is, kind of doing all of that. So yeah, this is the first time that I did a kind of a solo webinar type thing.
And how did it feel when you got in the flow?
Yeah, it was good. It was actually a lot of fun. I wouldn't say as much fun as, having the back and forth. Yeah. That's always interesting to see, what comes from that and what we end up talking about. But I feel good about it. So I hope everyone checks it out. Maybe there might be some stuff on there that we didn't cover. So I think really the two of them together would be great.
Agreed. Yeah. And I think, we'll make sure if it's not still there, that the original audio version, it stays intact. So they can easily go, and get that. So, cool. I'm just going to check real quick. So this is the replay. The team has not replaced it yet. So stay tuned, everybody. So for the time being, you can go see, you can hear April. You can get the fun banter version. And then
while you go running, you can.
That's right. You can listen
to a podcast.
all the extra insights. It's kind of like the bonus feature, like the director's cut, we'll call it.
Yes, exactly. I like it. It's all how you spin it.
Exactly. So, cool. All right. So let's talk about the entries. Let's look at what people were submitting and what you saw in there, what people can, any patterns of things that people were kind of missing or big takeaway lessons for everybody based on that. and what were some cool insights you caught that you didn't expect?
Yeah, so I did announce the winner. It was funny, right when this was starting, I finally had it, and I'm like trying to type it out because I wanted to, give a little bit of context. It was really hard to decide. So, I gave everybody feedback that turned in their stuff. Some people got it in under the wire, so I wanted to come back today and make sure to like really give them some good feedback too.
Yeah.
And then I still wasn't sure, so I actually this morning I went and read everybody's all over again.
Wow.
So that I could really, figure out which one I thought had the most in-depth analysis and the best ideas for changing the copy. A lot of you pointed out that there was a lack of social proof, and I thought that was really good. Adding some testimonials, especially, I don't know when the promo ran. I don't know if they had that yet. Sometimes you don't, but certainly after, you start getting customers, that would be a great way to update it. So I love that. A few people pointed out that some of the pictures were confusing, like the one of the limo made them think, like, am I a limo driver? Like, is limo Larry, is he driving the limo? And so that was a really good point too, because, if it's confusing to one person, then it's going to be confusing to, a number of people in your audience. So why not just replace it with something that's not confusing, where the avatar is clearly the person that's enjoying this limo ride and sitting in the back. So I don't know if you see where my announcement was, though. Do you want me to go ahead and just tell you who won and why? Yeah. So
Jason Hakes.
Jason pulled in the Paris Lampropolis schemas. Which schemas were going on?
Oh yes, the schema.
That was really good. That was impressive. I didn't see that one coming. So that was great. And he also talked about how these people in this audience are temporarily embarrassed upscale consumers. So the idea is that they believe they deserve all of these things. They just don't have that money. And I think my comment back to him was like, it goes to that saying about having a beer budget and champagne taste. So that was dead on. That was really good. And then his suggestion was about updating the cars, which, I mean, I'm not a car person, so I would have never thought about that in a million years, because I just like, I don't really care. As long as it goes and I don't have to maintain it or do too much, I'm fine. So what he was saying was, I don't really want to ride in a limo, but maybe I want this other kind of car. And it made me think of, like, in the IM world, like a Tesla, like that's what people want, not a limo driver necessarily. So yeah, that would be a really great way to update the copy, is to change the cars and probably a lot of other things, like the purse and those kinds of things. So yeah, so I don't know, Jason, are you?
Is Jason here?
Jason here?
He
is.
How do I see the chat from here?
I'm not seeing him. He hasn't.
I don't think he's here, unfortunately, but Congratulations, Jason. Super cool. And I want to gloat on him more, because I'm just seeing his entry in. Again, man, everybody, first of all, congratulations to everybody who entered. Just think about how much richer you are for this experience, right? And imagine if we did this kind of stuff regularly, whether you join April's group or you just take, her decoder list and just put it on yourself to find that piece of control copy once a week and just break it down. And then add that Pennsylvania question. What's one thing I might change to make this convert even better? And, Jason says here, it was kind of fortuitous that he had started rereading Sugarman's Adweek book just before this training, because a lot of what's in the decoder aligns with that. Slippery slope, slippery slide, all this. I remember when I first started out, that was one of the first books that I read that really brought a lot of stuff home for me. But the fact is that, it's not just luck. What do they say about luck? It's when preparedness meets opportunity. So the fact that Jason is just, reading and rereading the things that lead us to become better copywriters, it's no coincidence that he was able to come out the winner with that kind of dedication. And I know a lot of our members have that level of dedication. But if you're new to this, and you're just not sure where to be putting your energy and focus, your efforts, it's half what you take in, and then it's making sure that you experiment with putting a lot out whether that's publicly or whether that's privately, just, focused practice on your craft, man. This is something we'll be, doing and frustrated by and delighted by and challenged by for our entire lives. You ever sat down to start a project, April, and went, I got this. This is nothing. This is going to be easy.
All the time, I'm just like totally confident all the time.
First draft due today? That's nothing. I got that.
Oh, I know. Isn't that first draft the worst?
Oh God, that was my Achilles. Getting
the moment when you sit down, you're like, I got nothing. I don't know.
Why
did I take this project on?
Right. I don't know what I'm doing.
I think every project starts that way.
It does. Awesome, April. Well, again, thank you so much. Congratulations, Jason, and everybody who entered. If you haven't yet dived into this April's training and the thread, definitely recommend at the very least you just scroll through and see everybody's brains at work. It'll light up things in your own brain that you'll have forever. So
yeah,
cool.
you can still, the challenge is over, but if you didn't have time to enter, didn't get to it, it's such a great exercise. So you're still going to get a ton out of it. And I highly recommend doing it, even without the challenge and without the prize.
Exactly. The prize is what you gain for yourself. Also, April, I want to mention that you're starting your own challenge now,
right?
Like Monday, right? At your Facebook.
I actually started yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
That's okay. Yeah, like it's easy to catch up because it's 5 videos. We're not doing them on the weekend, so you could even catch up this weekend. It's super short, but it's how to build your inspiration file, also known as your swipe file. So each day will be a short video, a quick tip. You go and do the homework and send that to me. All the instructions are there in the video, and then there will be more prizes.
Yes.
All about the prizes.
Prizes are fun.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, I definitely recommend everybody going to do that, because again, that's one of probably the big questions people had coming out of this one is like, where do I find the controls?
Right.
And so that's what your challenge is all about. And where do they go to do that? Let me type it in, April.
Let me drop a link in there.
Okay,
perfect. I have a redirect, but it doesn't work for everybody for some reason. So
all right. Make sure it's going to panelists and attendees. I think that just went to me.
Oh, I see.
What's your thing there?
Oh, Zoom.
There you go. It looks like it's there now. Damn you, Zoom.
Always something.
Cool. And I believe you have a little bit of time to hang out with us and do some critique. All right, awesome. So let's get Kim on. Do you know that there is no hyphen between Krause and Schwalm? Are you aware of this?
What?
Yeah. I prided myself on always saying the name correctly, even though I had my daughter jokingly say it wrong during one of her opening comedy routines at Copy G5. Because I thought that was funny, but I didn't know there's no hyphen between Krause and Schwalm, and I would like an explanation. So let's get Kim on here. She's working out her tech. And then we're going to get to the hot seats. And by the way, everybody hanging out with us, please, we want your comments in the hot seats. So I feel like this is a whole community effort to give these critiques. We can hear you typing, Kim. We just can't see your, Okay, cool. You just need your camera on there. There you are.
It was just hitting a button.
Yeah.
How are you guys? Good to see you.
Good to see you. And thank you for doing this. It's great to have you. And so now we got to get this Krause Schwalm thing like settled.
Let's just settle it. It's a big topic on everybody's
It's a big topic. There's no hyphens. Sometimes you're
There's
just
no
Kim
hyphen.
Schwalm. Even in your own description of yourself, you're just Kim Schwalm. So who is Schwalm? Who is Krause? And what do all these people want?
So I have kind of a funny story about that. So I was born Kim Krause. Krause is my last name, my maiden name, right? And then I got married 26 years ago. And I would say about 8 years into the marriage, I was still Kim Krause because, my professional name at Phillips Publishing was always Kim Krause. And I didn't want to go through the whole hassle of, oh my God, changing my name's like a big hassle. And, I wanted to keep it for professional reasons. And then I decided to incorporate my business, which is something I recommend every copywriter. Once you get to a certain point, you should definitely consider incorporating or LLC, whatever. So at that point in time, I had to put my whole name like on all these documents. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should change my name because my kids are getting a little older and I don't want them to be thinking like, oh, mom and dad aren't married and all these, no, we're married, but mom just has a different last name. And then it was just like, and then all these great copywriters, like they had like 3 names, right? And I'm like, I'm going to be like Richard Stanton Jones or these other people, right, that I knew. So I'm like Carlene Anglais Cole. I'm like, I'm going to be Kim Krause Schwam. So I decided I legally changed my name. So Krause is now my middle name. That's why there's no hyphen. And then Schwam is obviously my married name. And then my husband started going around telling people, was like, yeah, I think I passed some kind of test, after 8 years. And I'm just like, no, it's just because I decided to create an S Corp. You're still on probation. So anyway, so that's my story. So that's why there's no hype.
I love this entire story because so far my life has followed the same trajectory. Like I kept Dykeman is my maiden name. I've thought about whether I should change it. Then I had my daughter 3 years ago and I'm like, well, isn't she going to feel kind of weird if I don't? And I haven't done it yet because so my maiden name is Dykeman and my husband's name is Jimenez. And I feel like they just don't go.
Dykeman Jimenez.
I think it works though. I could see April Dykeman.
I may end up doing it. Yeah.
You just got to make people have to exert a little more effort to say your name and pronounce everything right.
Make it a little harder. I know,
it. Kevin, I had to put a little extra challenge out there for you, but you mastered it. And
I mastered it.
I'm impressed. I'm
impressed.
impressed.
And then now I feel like, well, other people call themselves a Kim Krause Schwam fan, but I know how to say it, spell it.
Exactly.
So I'm like,
hey, James Schramko just interviewed me a month ago and he screwed it up. I didn't point it out to him like I would with you because I know you so much better, but
I love being corrected. Everybody knows that about me.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, well, thank you so much for doing this. This is an amazing panel already. And then as we go into speed critiques, I'm going to bring on Jimmy Parent, maybe Angie, and we'll just go crazy here. Okay.
Okay. Let's do it.
So just real quick for some context for everybody. We're not following a specific format for critiques during this. We just got a bunch of pros looking at what we see. Because of time limitations, obviously, we can only look at so much. And so basically, some people, when we ask for the critiques, we ask a very important question, which is what's one thing you'd like us to focus on during the critique? Because there's no way we can read a full sales page or BSL script or even like a 5-email series. I like to just open them up and we all like look at what we see. But another thing I'm going to help us all do better is have you guys give us more context about the ad. What's the traffic source? Who's seeing it? Is this for your product, for our clients, little things like that. So this process will improve as we go. But just know that you're just getting pro eyes on the stuff and we're going to give you the big needle movers best we can. And so thank you to everybody who submitted. Obviously, can't get to all of them. We had like 12 or 13. A couple of them I noticed either I have a bad link or you decide you got cold feet and took it down, which is okay. I'm just assuming that was on purpose. And, so one other note I want to give you, one in particular was just a doc with super blocky text. And I would say this, like, no matter what format it's in originally, take a little effort to turn it into what's something like a sales letter format or whatever or an email format, just because that's how we're used to looking at things and judging this. So it's also a good exercise for you to go through and go, well, how will the end prospect receive this information? So if it's just sort of like a super blocky piece of text, which is there's no way you'd ever send copy out looking like that. And I see that, I'm going to go, well, this isn't ready for review yet because I now have to I would have to work and format this so we could all read it. And don't ask us to do that kind of work, Take it upon yourself to present it to us in a format that we can recognize so that we can get right to the heart of what we think is going to work or what you can do better. Okay. So all that to say, I'm going to start with a a supplement, I think, for this deeper critique, because I know both of you are really good, obviously, with supplements. And the note I have on this this is for an e-commerce product client. They're extremely risk averse with making health claims. So the copy is quite watered down. There's no story. Obviously, this isn't ideal, but I'm trying to work with what I've got. The supplement is for, they say, old people with joint pain, but but we don't even mention joint pain due to compliance. If you guys have suggestions on how to imply that our supplement fixes joint pain without making a health claim, that would be awesome. This page currently converts at 4.5%, 4.6%. So this is Nathan. Is Nathan here? Just always cool if the person's here and we can ask you questions and maybe you can give us more insight. Do we see a Nathan? Yes, Nathan, you're here. Cool. So Nathan, get ready in the chat to answer any questions. It sounds like you are really handcuffed, something I'm sure April and Kim both kind of know about. Sometimes you work with clients and companies who are like, just, hey, we got to be concerned about compliance, but we can't be scared to say our stuff works. So there's a balance there. So here, okay, let me get past, let me bring up the copy. I have not looked at this yet. And let's just start with you, Kim, like right out of the gate. What do you see?
Well, I mean, there's no real benefit in the headline, just right out of the gate. Start your day with the natural support of turmeric. Like why? Like why put your product right there first? You don't want to lead with that. There needs to be a benefit. Now I know this sounds like this copywriter is really constrained by what they can say.
Yeah.
So one of the things you do early on is you brainstorm maybe a whole list of different ways to say joint pain. And I definitely have a lot of suggestions for that. And then you find out with the client, is this okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? I mean, if possible, you might even want to talk directly with whoever their compliance attorney is, to get like, what are the guidelines? But in general, you don't have to say pain. I know that for some clients, pain is considered risky, right? But you can say joint aches, or you can say joint stiffness, and you can say, instead of saying, relieve or cure, you can say ease or lessen or, promote. I mean, there's always the promote, support, enhance, right? You can say joint comfort. You can always take a negative, like in terms of a health claim, like joint pain, and you flip it into a positive, and a lot of times that becomes more compliant. Promote joint comfort every day. Wake up with enhanced joint comfort every morning. That's what I would say. So to start your day with the natural support of turmeric. And I think they could probably get around the claim issue there.
I like that. Yeah. So it's an immediate benefit. Yeah. Start your day with the natural support of turmeric. It's like, yeah, exactly. It's like, why, if I'm not hip to it, so let's never assume, I mean, we hopefully knows the awareness levels, but if they're aware of turmeric as a solution, then this really isn't doing enough to compel them how yours is unique or different, right?
Yeah, it's not even saying really why they would even want it. Like, why do I want to start with it?
And Nathan, by the way, I want to point out, I'm sure you're a copywriter and you welcome the harsh critique. We're doing this for speed, and so if there's any kindness missing from our language, please read between the lines that we're only here to help you. Yeah, he could take it. Okay, good. Nathan, what is the awareness level, would you say, of this prospect? For 4%, 4.6% is a hell of a conversion rate. I'm assuming on cold traffic. That's pretty amazing. Even though we're not seeing some things that we think would make it convert even better. So ice cold, and they don't even know about turmeric. Okay, so this is all brand new to them. Cool. April, what are you seeing that you would want to add to this?
Yeah, another thing that you can do is I would replace this image, and you can show somebody who is experiencing like whatever the most, like what is the most typical kind of joint pain that people are experiencing, and actually show somebody experiencing that. And then you don't even have to use words. And that would be a lot better than this, which kind of reminds me of cough syrup. Like when I'm looking at it, and I don't, cough syrup doesn't taste good. So Yeah, I actually wouldn't even include that little like thing. That's the
Cup,
thing that
the
really,
medical cup.
like
Yeah.
even when you reveal the product, I would just show the bottle maybe.
Like
But
Think of
NyQuil.
shot glass.
yes,
NyQuil.
or like cherry cough syrup. This is, yeah, and let's see, as we're getting further down here, what is turmeric? So these people don't know anything about turmeric, is what we're saying.
He said 0. They don't know. They're ice cold to the concept. So
Okay. Does this copy talk anywhere about why this turmeric is different though? Like why do they
by
need
liquid.
this?
So liquid is one unique factor here. We got some graphics, fermenting so this all looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Does it talk about taste anywhere?
Let's see.
We're talking about turmeric and I think it was pepper, ginger.
Nathan, anything about taste in those benefits?
Yeah, you want to say great tasting?
Yeah, he says the USP is that it's fermented, so it's absorbed better.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was something for earlier that talked about 2,000% better absorbed. That jumped out at me.
Yeah,
right
to me,
here about the black pepper. But you could put that up in the headline, and there's your unique mechanism.
Yep.
You know, in a great tasting, you know, form that's, you know, shown to be 2,000% better absorbed or something like that. You know, get that up early on.
Yeah.
And here we go, folks, smiling faces.
I think those features up. Go back up there.
I would too. I feel like I think my point is that your benefits are buried down here, Nathan. And if you could bring some of them up into the deck, again, it'd be an interesting test because maybe it's just that that would be too much if they don't know anything, you know. But if we could say regular turmeric sucks, it's the magic you need fermented, you know. That's a good headline. Take that. You can feel free to swipe that. But
you get it free.
But something about the magic of
the trouble with turmeric.
Yeah.
You could get into something like that. I mean, I've had headlines like the problem with polycosanol, and Carlene Cole had one, you know, why bilberry and gluten don't work, you know, and you could kind of go with this contrarian. It's like, you know, chances are you've heard turmeric is great for keeping your joints flexible and comfortable. You know, it's another way of getting around joint pain, etc. But maybe what you haven't heard is, you know, most ordinary turmeric supplements don't work. You know, they don't live up to their promises and blah, blah, blah. Yet here's the reason why they're missing these, you know, nutrients that significantly boost absorption and blah, blah, blah. And then you could talk about, you know, that's why this formula is so great. We've added blah, 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 and gives you 2,000% better absorption than ordinary supplements. I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of looking at it, but
I think
that could be lead in with that angle.
I love that because I love that actually the trouble with turmeric because it just gets us right into, because even if they've never heard of it, maybe it's like, oh, well, as long as they
them up.
Well, it works because turmeric is definitely at that much later stage of, you know, market sophistication or stage of awareness, right? So like, you know, that angle I don't think would work if nobody had heard of turmeric yet. But I think one of the reasons this is working well for him, and that is a really good conversion rate, is because there's already that awareness of turmeric, and a lot of people do understand that it's probably good for joint pain and other stuff. So maybe he doesn't have to spend as much time talking about that as if it was the first or second stage of awareness. So yeah, now we're at the point where you want to differentiate, you know, why this turmeric is better. And yeah, then you can get away with a headline like the trouble with turmeric because people already kind of have heard of it. And I think it works at that point.
Yeah, aside of that, lots of great proof. I love putting the reviews. I just don't make them go anywhere to see the reviews. It's like show them to them. That's fantastic. Yeah, I figured you had bottle deals here, so that's good. This is UK based, and there's your guy.
Looks like who's that guy? I want to say now I'm thinking of somebody else. Am I?
Sam Hewitt.
Do osteopaths wear white coats? Is that a thing, or do they not really do that? Because he just looks kind of casual here.
He said not really.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a good looking guy. It almost looks like a stock image. I might do something to make sure I know that he's with the company. Put him in a polo with the logo on it or something.
Yeah.
Have him drunk on turmeric, like just passed out with a bunch of little medical cups around him.
Yeah, he definitely needs to look more like a doctor, especially because he's so young.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, lab coat is always the go-to.
Yeah. The stethoscope around the neck.
Yeah, stethoscope.
One of those of myself that way.
That old-fashioned little light mirror thing.
Yeah, he'll look like I don't know.
You're one of those. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Right.
Nathan, is this helpful? Is this useful? It's obviously you're doing great. The copy looks super solid. It's just about maybe moving around and testing some bigger benefits in the headline. I think that's helpful. Awesome.
Good.
Cool, Nathan. Great.
It could help.
All right. Let me look for the best. Oh, this is a good one too. So we've got Karen here. Is Karen Smith in the house?
I hope we didn't scare her off.
Yeah.
The Google Doc is no longer has access.
Oh, I guess we're done with the copy critiques now.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. All right. This is we have run a 5-day challenge successfully now since 2016. In the last one, we realized we were reaching more newbies and decided to go paid for this one, which means we need a much better hook and clarity. But I'm not sure if what I came up with is confusing. As for the first time, it feels like I have two outcomes: the signature offer and scaling it. We are the founders of Signature Method and would like to maintain the brand, but we'll be teaching a 12-month launch calendar. I'm not sure I have the full context for it. Is Karen here? Okay. What letter? Yep, Karen's here. Okay, cool, Karen. I kind of get what you're saying, but I just don't know all the nuanced details about scaling it and signature offer and those kinds of things. But it sounds like you want to make sure your copy's super clear and somebody can come here and see the benefit and want to sign up. One thing I want to clarify, Karen. You say you've run this successfully, but never paid before. So essentially, is this the first time people are paying to be a part of this 5-day challenge? Yes. Okay, cool. Let's dive in. Let me grab Jimmy. Jimmy's like super great. These as well. Here we go. And Angie too. Let's go crazy. Means I'll stop talking.
Hi, friends.
Hey, Jimmy. How are you, buddy? Good to see you.
Oh, just living the dream, taking notes. Hi. I got my index cards ready for all these notes that I'm stealing from you girls. They're brilliant.
Welcome to Idaho, by the way.
Yes, thank you. I've got a potato field in my backyard and 9,000 Mormons in my front, so.
Good.
Did not need to snort coffee, Jimmy.
Hi, Angie. Nice to see you.
Hi.
All right. Well, as you guys heard, we're talking about the signature scale system, and we're just going to help Karen get clear. So, again, with our friendly voices, let's see what we don't see. I did have a chance to look at this just a bit. And I'll say that for me, there's a whole lot going on this page, Karen. We got things.
What's up with the timer?
We got a timer. We got a box jiggling at us. I got attention color, and there's a lot of colors and a lot of different fonts. And I'm not a designer, but I know when you have a lot of stuff battling for the eye like this, it creates trouble. 674 minutes to go here. So. Again, Karen, one thing I think you can do right out of the gate is work with your designer to just simplify it. It looks exciting, but if that's crossed the line of interesting into confusing, then we have a problem. And I think a lot of that kind of carries, this is not so bad. This is an interesting looking font. Again, just be careful with the different colors. I know it's our instinct jazz it up. But if the eye is being fought over, they're just not going to be sure what to do. So let's just try our best to look past some of those graphical elements and find the offer here. So want to fast track your online success during the Signature Scale System 5-day profit lab. This is when it starts. In these 5 days, create your sold out signature offer that scales. Okay, without losing the intimacy or deep transformation that only you provide. Okay, cool. So yeah, I can see you're asking the right question, Karen. It's a lot to take in. There's a lot of different terms going here. There's a lot of different titles of things that if I'm not familiar with, I don't know why that's helpful to me. And I've yet to be able to sink my teeth into something I'm going to have after these 5 days that I don't have now. And so it looks like you start to get to that here. Imagine having a signature offer that speaks to your perfect client's desires so perfectly, we get 2 perfectly's in there, that they are messaging you for how to buy because your online offer is so unique they can't get it anywhere else. Okay, so one thing I'll say real quick and hand it over to the panel here is, again, it's a lot of excitement and hype, and that all sounds really great, but I just need some context. Like, what have I struggled to accomplish up to this point that you're going to help me solve? And, you know, am I sure that I have an offer that could be that exciting if I talked about it right? And so you may be learning the hard way that not having a signature offer with clear messaging that attracts the right clients to you is crippling your success and any chance of making an impact. You'll also be learning that the old ways of converting online will no longer work in 2020. Okay, good. So we're starting to get into some of the pain points, and these are the benefits I think we want to get up here and make it clear what people can do. So raise your hand if you're dying to jump in here and got some. Okay.
I got something.
Start with Jimmy, and then we'll go to Angie.
And so, you know, anyone who's heard me talk about this stuff before, I'm going to say the same thing. You can't get someone to care about your solution until they care enough about the problem. And so this is offering your solution before they even know what the problem is. And so I think bringing up those pain points, like if you had 30 seconds to make a change, you know, bringing up those pain points would be the first thing I would do.
Yep.
And to add to that, ask what level of awareness are these people at? Because your pricing suggests, without an explanation as to why it's so low, your pricing suggests that they're beginners. Your language speaks to them as if they are advanced. Because someone who's just starting on their entrepreneurial journey won't necessarily understand terms like scale or signature offer. They just want to know how to make money. So I would look at how you're positioning the pricing and who you're talking to in this messaging.
Yeah, really good point. I think that'll help a lot, Karen, with the clarity. Is like, what are they bummed about right now? What is making them bang their head against the walls? And, you know, getting that across first. It's like, here's how we're going to help you do this over 5 days, and we're even going to award these amazing prizes to the people who do it best. So think of it as like a graduate level education. A step-by-step fix to your biggest problem, and you know, oh, these aren't prizes. That is if, wait, there are prizes to be won. I'm not clear on this. Oh, I see. This is the value. You're actually not giving away cash. Okay, gotcha. But you know, basically, you know, the action pack prizes to instantly implement what you've learned. So that we get to this down here. But again, so it's a lot of stuff. Like Jimmy said, you're wanting them to match your excitement about all the value in all this, which I totally understand. But without them knowing the problem and having context for what it is they're going to be able to do on day 6 that they can't do on day 0, it's going to fall flat, most likely. Kim?
Sorry. No, go ahead.
Like one of the drums I always beat is the length versus the price too. So for people in this kind of area, people that are a little bit more experienced that could really use your help to scale, $47 is probably an impulse buy. And I don't think that you have to spend like 10 pages convincing them to spend $47.
Yeah. And I would also say, back to that point about, you know, where this is priced at, getting more specific about what the outcome is. So like if somebody is buying this, it's $47, they're at this particular place in their career, what is it that they're missing? Is it like a $2,000 offer? Is it like a $5,000, $10,000? Like what kind of offer are they actually making here? Because I feel like that would help people kind of understand if this is for them or if it's not. So if these are just people who are coaching, they don't have anything, maybe a $2,000 offer and selling that out would be like exactly what they're looking for. And then that's going to speak to them more than just like fast track your success, which I don't really know what that means.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and then Kim, a good, just to follow up on that, try to avoid wording a thing in a way that anybody could. This could apply to just about any kind of product, you know, or online success, but anybody selling online success could say, I'm going to help you fast track it. And so you got to make that copy earn its place, and by being uniquely connected to how you help them solve that problem. Kim?
I want to echo everybody's comments. I think they're all great. Jimmy kind of took the words out of my mouth, and just looking at this, obviously the big thing is just like the other one, you know, don't lead with the solution, you know, put the problem, the pain points, the benefits in there, make them want to have a signature offer. I mean, maybe they're already coming here already thinking I need a signature offer, but this headline, whatever you have here, needs to reinforce this is the big secret, right? To getting your program out there and standing out from the sea of other people, and, you know, being able to impact people the way you want. One thing I think also really missing here is, at a glance, I'm not sure who the person is here pictured and why I should listen to her. So I think you want to have any kind of credibility enhancers you can put in there, or some kind of proof to this message that, you know, she is the expert that can help you do this, can get that signature offer out there and really build your business to new heights. So I would get some kind of proof and credibility right above the fold, you know, at the top of the page somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And maybe even like, is there a photo of her speaking on a big stage or something else that
exactly, and have her name under it, you know, Karen Smith, you know, leading expert,
right
business
here,
building
right.
expert for coaches and whatever, you know, whatever her deal is, right?
Karen, you're here. How we assuming these folks know you really well? Like, are they coming from your email? Like, for instance, when we launched Escape Velocity, the only way you could find out about it was in the PS of our emails. They had to read our entire email and the PS to even know that the beta launch was happening. And so we didn't even need a sales page, because we knew, you know, they were very plugged into our world. So if that's like the most aware somebody can be, where are they on the scale of who's this Karen person and what is a signature scale? So you're saying Facebook ads, okay, meaning, so you're just targeting on Facebook ads. It's not, you're not retargeting to your email list. It's the whole wide world of people who just want to do better online. Yeah. Cold. Oh man. Okay. So that changes things a bit. So again, you're asking the right questions. We're so glad you came. And we definitely got to lead with the problem. Like Jimmy said, I love that, you know, Carlton and Halbert always talked about gun to the head selling. You know, it's like, if literally you had 5 seconds and a gun to your head, it's like, what would you say to get somebody to change their mind? And this is too much to work through for me to want to stay interested. Remember that copy has this simple jobs. The deck of the copy, the headline is there to get the next line read and all that. And so I would get rid of the timer here. You know, again, because we're using a distracted mechanism of a distraction to create urgency around something they don't hold value in yet. And so it's just there. It's only distracting right now. Where I might put the email is if people come from Facebook and maybe opt in to show an interest, and then get, you know, however you can get them on an email list. Like maybe there's a freebie that goes with it. Here's your starter kit. Like here's the action steps you can take to jump into this first day 1 of 5, ready to go. That alone is easily worth your $47, but I'm giving it to you in advance. So have them give an email for that. And then if they haven't bought yet, then you can hit them with the timer, like in the emails, you know, but on the page, it's just, again, as my friend John Carlton, if he was here, would say, get over your bad self. And like, remember that you know, use the bar trick. Is like, you're sitting at a bar, a person comes in next to you and who you don't know, bartender says, how's it going? They go, ah, and they describe the exact problem you solve, right? And you can't resist but turn to them and let them know. When you turn to them, you would say what? What would you say to summarize that you understand and that you actually have this amazing solution for this? Some version of that conversation needs to be at the top of this page. And then we need to get them to keep reading down. So take the pressure off yourself to close with the above the fold here. I feel like that's another thing that's going on, is you're like, I gotta throw everything at the above the fold because they might not scroll beyond that. The irony is they probably won't scroll beyond it because you're throwing everything above the fold. And so if we just start having a conversation with somebody like we would to a stranger at a bar and bring them down into the awareness, especially with cold traffic, to here's what this is and here's how you're going to have this new magic ability to solve this problem that you've been frustrated by. And now let me make you this offer. I think you'll have a much better outcome.
I don't think you want to bury, though, that it is something that's happening very soon, because there is sort of that limited time thing.
Yeah. You could definitely say it's a 5-day thing and it's a special event and it's only happening during this time.
Only happening Monday. I'll read on to find out how, whatever, I can show you how to create your blah, 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 right? You could get that promise tied to it, but invite them to read on, but let them know there's some time urgency there.
Okay. And you say you're adding a quiz. Okay, cool. Yeah. So a quiz is a cool front end thing. It's like, discover, what type of signature, I don't know what it is, signature scale. That's not a thing we could call it. So what is the hook of the quiz, Karen? Can you type that in real quick? Because, the magic with the quiz is like the big promise is they're going to learn something about themselves at the end of it that they didn't know now. And they're super curious about it. Like, what Disney character are you, whatever. Obviously more nuanced than that, but that's why people take quizzes. So, okay, cool. Well, I want to get to a couple more. It's top of the hour. Can everybody hang for a few more minutes? All right, Karen, hopefully this was helpful. The big takeaways are: balance this above the fold with more focused energy on the problem and the solution. Credentialize yourself up here. The photo's lovely, but put a title there, especially for cold traffic. They need to know who you are and why they should look up to you. Definitely get the time frame in there. You can have that urgency, but don't assume that that's going to sell people. And tell them why they can't live without it. If you have access to the 4x6 in Copy Chief, it's the first 4 that are missing or need to be present in the top here. All right, cool. All right, and then if in the thread in Copy Chief there, Karen, if you want to, we can also help you work on your quiz idea as well. Awesome, glad that was helpful. All right, cool. All right, real quick, let's jump to a couple. We got a couple of freelancers who want to start building their list in prospecting. And I think because we work so much with freelancers in here, this would be a cool thing to review as well. So how about that, guys? We will look at, by the way, I want to tip of the hat to Charles Polanski, because he's been like super helpful and engaged in the forums in some of these critiques, helping people. I think Charles is here, right? Charles, the reason I'm not going to dive into your submission is because what I said up top, it's just not in copy format yet. So I would encourage you to just take the next step to turn it in, put it in copy format instead of like an outline, and let us see the copy, and then we can do a much better job of helping you with it. Okay, cool. So let's look at first Josh Bowen. Josh wants, the one thing he would want from this hot seat is getting my website optimized for prospective clients. And so Josh is, I can tell you, a very capable copywriter. He's really good. You guys all know him. And he's just looking to get people on his page so that they can see all the goodness that he can help them accomplish. So here's his page. Looks a bit like a health product right out of the gate here. Josh Bowen, what do I do? Articles about content. I would love to see your photo up here, Josh, just to give it a little more. Again, they're hiring you, so I think your face here would be more relevant than a plant. I get that you're going with kind of the whole theme here. I like that it's simple and elegant. If you're looking for more qualified leads to keep your calendar booked, you're in the right place. I help businesses attract, engage, and convert their ideal clients so they grow quickly and sustainably. How do we do it? I'm just curious what happens if I do find out more. Okay, this actually takes me further down the page, essentially. Cool, yeah, so you're talking about, let's let it be simple. There's some different ways I can help you. Is there articles, great job, authority content, showing a case study. I know this is a recap of how you wrote a winning Facebook ad for us, basically during one of our challenges. But I would also want to see some portfolio up here, Josh, particularly around your Facebook ad writing. That'd be something I would think to add right away. Anybody else?
Yeah. I'm not clear exactly who this is targeted to. When I read, I mean, the headline is good, but it's a very general kind of headline. And I think it's a little too broad, because if you read the next sentence, if you're looking for more qualified leads to keep your calendar booked, I just think that's a much more specific kind of prospect than just like the typical maybe business that might land here. So I'm assuming he's helping consultants and other copywriters. Like, who is he helping to find more clients?
I think that's a great point. And I'm kind of contrarian on this point, especially in RFL, when people are like, I need to get my website ready, because I'm always the person that's like, if you're reaching out to people to try and close them, you actually don't need a website. It's kind of a formality in some instances where people, they want to check out and make sure that you aren't just somebody who created the alias Josh Bowen and build yourself as a copywriter today. But, and I don't want to say that all the work that you've done, I don't want to discount that, because having a good website can be an asset, but I also want to make sure that you're not stopping prospecting for this.
Yeah, maybe put himself more front and center. Josh Bowen, the copywriter that blah, 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 turn to whoever those people are, to get, copy that grows their business. Whatever, a never ending supply of leads or whatever.
Right. Yeah, Josh, I think what he's, doing, which is, we talk about bad signals. Josh has been through my programs, and, sometimes you want to, when you think about bad signals and specialties, it's hard sometimes to commit to putting it at the top of the page because you want to be able to change them and be flex with them. But we need probably a little more, Joshua, here about how you're different. I think the plant is a waste of real estate. I would want you up front here. It's like, if I saw this and this was about how you write copy and what you do, like, that's what I'm here to learn. You're this guy that I'm thinking about hiring to write my copy, and I need to know about you, right? Like, I know that good copy is going to help me grow. So,
he also says, like, further down, he actually says Facebook ad funnels. Like, that's where he starts getting more specific about what it is he's doing for people so that they can understand where he would fit in their business. And, talking about narrowing down, I have narrowed down my market so many times. It really doesn't matter. It will get you leads because you'll be like, I'm a health writer. And then people will be like, well, I have a health business. But it doesn't matter because other people are still going to come to you anyway. It's just the way that it works. But I spent the longest time, feeling like, well, I don't want to commit to something. I don't want to, get pigeonholed. I don't want to be turning down other copy. You'll get leads anyway. But it really is better to just be as specific as you can.
Exactly.
And you can take those other jobs. It's not like you have to turn them down.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we're burying the lead here a little bit, Josh, is that you're a badass copywriter, and most of your badassery has been in Facebook ads. You're getting incredible results. This is what people are coming to you for. And sure, you write other stuff, but if they're looking for Facebook ads, they should look no further and definitely be on the phone with you. If that's gun to the head, all they learn about you, like we always talk about in RFL, you're not trying to be for everybody. And like April said, they're not going to go, oh, this guy could never write email. They're going to, if he's figured out Facebook, that's incredible if I need that, but it's obvious that's not all he does. So let me talk to him anyway, because he seems really confident. He's showing case studies. He's obviously getting results. Like that alone puts you at a much higher tier than most of the world of copywriters. So these are the things we need to know and brag about. If all we get is this space, they've got to know what you do, where your focus is, what kind of companies you're working with, and the kind of results you're getting for them.
And even talk about, with Facebook ads, that's like people either don't know where to start or they've hired somebody before and it didn't work. So you can talk about those things. Besides the benefits, like all of these, frustrating things.
Yeah.
Time you're going to save.
Good point. That's a cool way to let them know that you're different without saying I'm different, is like, you may have had this experience with other copywriters. I get that it can be a shit show if you bring in the wrong people and people talk a good game, but I'm giving you some hard evidence here, and I'm happy to get on the phone. I'm happy for you to get on the phone or email any of my clients and ask them if this is real. Just be proud of the results you've gotten and leave them no doubt that you're legit. And that's really all they're looking for on a copywriter's website.
Well, and that's the cool thing about authority content that you teach in RFL and in EV, Kev, is I can't tell it like April. I've changed my specialty so many times. I know I've got podcast episodes and articles out there that are pointing to lead magnets that no longer exist. The point is, like I said, to get them to your site, you show them that you are legit. And you can always tell somebody, oh yeah, I used to do that, now I do this. So there's a lot of flexibility with these sites, especially if you're not trying to close a sale right there. You're just trying to show legitimacy so that they contact you. And that's really the next step on this, to get them to learn more.
Excellent. Great. Okay. So one more that similar but has a different purpose. It's our man Shaba, who was the winner of the RFL 10. He won the Ultimate Authority package, where he and I are booked to do a podcast interview, and I want to help bring attention to his lead magnet, because he's really got his bat signal dialed in with YouTube ads, and he's doing a fantastic job. And so I thought it'd be cool to look at what he's up to. And the difference here between what Joshua was doing and what Shab is doing is that Shab is looking for a very specific type of business owner, where Josh is basically, this is like his legitimizing page if somebody's looking into him. So here's what Shab has got going on. This is from zero to YouTube's ads hero. Again, so here's the difference. Like a free 5-day mini course reveals exactly how you can ethically hijack your competitors' YouTube traffic and get hyper-targeted leads fast, even if you're terrified of video and have no idea what to say. Now, this is Think Back Karen, if you're still here. This is kind of what we're talking about before. Same exact thing, basically a 5-day challenge. And I know the problem. I know exactly who it's for. I know the benefit, all in a few words of copy. And that's kind of the difference. It still looks nice, but there's nothing fighting for my eye or blinking at me or scaring me off or making me have to decipher what's really going on. So here's a really good model for you to look at in ways that you could simplify your page. You guys see anything here missing or confusing?
So the headline confused me at first, and I think it's trying to be cute, which I don't really recommend. It needs to be something that's going to pull me in, and I don't understand what it means. I mean, am I running ads for somebody else? Am I running ads for my own product? Like, I'm not sure on that. But then the subhead gets more specific, so that's good. But I would look at doing something different for the headline.
I agree 100%. The headline's just not grabbing me. I have to stop and think too much what that actually means.
Exactly. That's my only thing here.
What
Headline.
does hero mean? Yeah. And what does hero mean in this context? Okay, cool.
Yeah, we've talked about that a couple times, Chaba. I think it's a concept that sounds really cool, but it doesn't mean what it means to you isn't translating what it means to your ideal customers.
Yep.
Yeah, we gotta be careful with the cleverness. Like April said, it's almost like a rule. Like
Paris is like beating that out of me. Anytime I try to be like any kind of cute little phrase or something clever, and you just like cut it. I'm like, but I mean, it's true. Like if
clarity trumps
it, exactly
every time.
Yeah, it was one of the earliest big lessons I learned after, you know, almost beating Paris's control the first time I wrote for Boardroom. And then I realized I had a very unclear headline, and I went back and just changed the headline and the lead, and I got the control. And, you know, it's just, I learned that lesson super early, but be clear. Don't try. I think it was something like, you know, it was something about a tax revolt type headline with the Tea Party. And it was like, it was just too clever. You know, you just kill yourself with being clever.
Yeah.
So Shab, because you're doing such a great job of making it super clear what this is, there is a formula, there is a 5-day challenge. And so, and I get the temptation to do this, but like you said, it ties back, sure, but that doesn't justify any chance for confusion, right? So you'd be better off, I don't know, what's some what ifs, guys? Like if just like, it doesn't have to be fancy, but what is the can't misunderstand version of this headline?
Right.
You know, what does zero to YouTube hero mean? Like, what's a tangible result of that?
5 days to get you YouTube ads that generate results, even if you're starting from zero.
Yep, exactly.
Or you have no experience, something to that effect. But like, this is a good point for everybody on the call too, that my former copy chief called me on this once upon a time. I had a very clever headline, something like this. And I had to explain the joke to him in creative review, and he got it, and he laughed, and he was like, okay, this is great. Have new copy on my desk by this afternoon. And I was like, wait, but I explained it and you get it. So why do I have to redo it? And he said, you can't follow the truck. This was a magazine ad. You can't follow the truck and hand the ad out to everybody and explain what you mean. And if I didn't get it, I'm not the only one who missed the point.
That's great.
So this is what, like, you're hearing what I've said to you before, Chaba, repeated times 5 right now. So that should tell you something. If you're hearing it repeatedly, we're not the only people that don't understand. And these are people that could potentially buy from you. So make sure that it's clear to them. Don't get married to a concept.
I want to say too, a lot of times you can find your headline just by looking at your copy. And I see a headline buried right here: get hyper-targeted leads fast.
Yeah.
Even if you're terrified of video or have no idea what to say, like, why not have that be the headline? And then and then you can have the copy there, you know, blah, 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 you know, get started now.
Yep.
You can literally move that up there
first
and stop this here. Sorry.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, all I was going to say is just put the point first. Like, what are they getting first?
Yeah.
And that's literally what it is. So Kim returned the favor, took the words out of my mouth.
Love it.
Yay. We have a mind meld going on.
One brain.
I love it. I love it when a panel comes together. Angie, I will beg you for your next Friday's article to be that headline should be, you can't follow the truck and explain the joke to everybody.
I love
That's
that.
awesome.
I mean,
Yeah,
It could be a book title right there.
Today's is going to be about my eyes being glued shut while Ride of the Valkyries is blasting in the background. So next week is definitely going to have to be about you can't follow the truck.
I'll give you 1 week to write it, but awesome. Good, great stuff. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much. Again, so if we didn't get to you today and you submitted copy that we could recognize as copy, know what you were trying to do with it, and please make sure that you tell us like the one thing you want from it. Give us some context on awareness, what's the traffic flow, those types of things. If we didn't get you on today, I'm going to put you first in line for the next Chief Chat in 2 weeks. And so please reach out to support@copychief.com and say, hey, they didn't get to me today. I want to resubmit, make sure I'm at the front of the line, and we'll take care of you.
Okay.
Thanks everybody for doing this. We will repost all the comments because so much brilliance happened just beyond the panel from everybody in the comments. So thank you for that. Thank you, Kim, so much as our special guest for making this. Where do people find more Kim Krause Schwam with no hyphen?
Well, they don't have to write my whole freaking name out. They can just go to www.kimschwam.com, and I'm going to put that right in the comments. So
perfect.
Make sure you spell it right. And then, yeah, I have like a free copy checklist that you can get, which is amazing. And if you want to get on my list.
Killer.
Yeah.
Awesome. Definitely recommend that. Jimmy Parent, thank you as always. My friend Angie, all you guys do. April, thanks again for all the amazing coaching and the training this month and today. Really appreciate it. And next month's training, by the way, guys, is I'm going to show you how to deliver, sell, and package a great critique. So we're keeping on this theme of critiquing and critiquing systems. I'm going to show you how I used to do this, like as a fun way to supplement cash, but more than that, it's a great way to vet leads. Is have them pay you to look at their stuff, make suggestions. By then, you know if you are confident to be able to help them sell better, and they know that you can do it. And so it's very natural for you to offer your services at that point. In fact, they'll probably be begging to hire you. Why would they want to go look for somebody else to implement your good notes? So that'll be next month's training, how to start to cash in on your critiquing abilities. And we will see you there. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.